So my custom sunset shimmer project is coming along. I've kind of stalled out on it for about the last 2 weeks or so just because I'm back at work in the field full time. If you're coming to this video from my other channel, I talked at great length about what I'm doing for work and why I'm super busy again all of a sudden. So I won't go into a lot of details, but suffice to say that I'm working close to 70 hours a week, plus about a little over an hour commute each day. So that doesn't leave me with a lot of time to get much done on much of anything. That said, Sunset Shimmer, she's coming along fairly well. I would say I'm about 75 to 80% done the physical modifications on the figure. I still need to do a little bit more puttying and sanding. I need to fix a little spot right there. Some putty broke loose from the hairpiece. But beyond that, I actually have a master plan to make the whole project go a little bit easier. But that's going to involve learning an entirely new skill. I've decided rather than just painting this figure as it is now, I'm going to learn how to resin cast, which is something I've wanted to learn how to do for a long time. For those not familiar, which is admittedly probably a significant number of you, resin casting is an inexpensive way of making duplicates of something. Using a rubber mold. You would take the original figure and you would make a box for it. You would place the figure inside it and you would fill it about halfway up with rubber molding material. It's called RTV, room temperature vulcanizing rubber. And that creates, half of your mold. And then once that part is done, once that part of the mold is cured, then you can create the rest of the mold. If you're doing a 2-part or a 3-part or God only knows how many part, it all depends on how complicated the whatever it is you're copying is. A figure like this, I could probably get away with a 2-part mold, but me being me, always got to go big or go home. I'm probably going to make it a 3-part for the base figure, and then a 2-part for each of the hair, the mane and tail pieces. But basically, once the mold is created, then you take another product called, it's a 2-part resin epoxy, essentially, and you pour it into the mold, and it makes a copy of it. So the figure that I have now, I could just, finish sanding it, smoothing it, hit it with some more primer, and then paint it. But I kind of like the idea of being able to make copies of her if I ever wanted to make another one, because once she's finished, I don't think I'm going to be keeping her because, well, I'll just come right out and say it. Rebecca Choiquette, Sunset Shimmer's voice actress, is going to be at BronyCAN this year. I want to get her to sign the finished figure, and then I'm going to enter it in the charity auction. I'm really hoping that I can get it done in time. And I've got 3 months. I mean, there should be plenty of time to get it finished, but wait and see. All depends on how much motivation I can dig up to work evenings and on my very limited weekends. Because I'm only going to be getting 2 days off every 2 weeks. And my next weekend, in fact, 2 weeks from now, my parents are going to be in town. So, yeah, that's going to make it hard to, get anything else done. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. Love my parents. Glad they're coming to town. Be nice to see them again, even though I only saw them about a month ago when I got my new car. When I've only got such a small amount of time off in the first place, I don't want to have to, have it all co-opted by my parents. When I've got friends I want to hang out with and whatnot. But, whatever. Rewinding, though, just a hair, speaking of my new car, I'm very, very happy with my new car. I bought a new vehicle about a month ago. I bought it from my dad. My dad's in used auto sales. Every vehicle I've ever owned, I bought from my dad. And he's almost never steered me wrong, save for one catastrophic failure. My famous road trip of the summer of 2000. Oh my God, that trip was just a disaster. But that's neither here nor there, and that would take like 45 minutes to tell that story. But my new car, it is a 2012 Chevy Cruze. It had about 55,000 kilometers on it when I bought it. I flew out to Victoria to pick it up, and I drove it back out here. And since then, I've put about 4,500, maybe 5,000 more kilometers on it. A good portion of that just being on the drive out here, but I love it so much. I have dubbed it hashtag Derpymobile, not the Derpymobile, hashtag Derpymobile. Because it's silver, even though Derpy's not quite silver, she's gray, even kind of blue-gray, I don't care. I'd been trying to find a name for my car for a while. I always name my cars. The last two, I can't remember anything prior to the last two, but I had a Pontiac G5, which I had named Downshift. And my last vehicle, my Blazer, which I still have and I'm trying to sell, was called Shotload. Kind of a pun. I always give them personalities. I attribute them to either Autobot or Decepticon faction. I've always named my vehicles after Transformers. But this one, I kind of wanted to give it an MLP name. I was trying to think of something that would be appropriate for a Wonderbolt. Something that had the name Swift in it, but I was hanging out with a couple of friends of mine in Calgary. When I was on my way back, I decided to go down through Calgary back to Edmonton, but rather than more directly to see a couple of friends I don't get to see all that often. And one of them suggested I call it Derpy. So yes, I named it hashtag Derpymobile. But yeah, I want to get a personalized, like a vanity plate for the back. I know just straight up Derpy is taken. Muffins are both taken. But I might be able to weasel like Derpy 1 or D3 RPY or DRPY MBL or something like that. But I haven't really put a lot of thought into it as to the actual process of getting a vanity plate, because I can't afford it right now. And I've got other things I need to worry about spending money on, like BronyCAN in 3 months. Being that I've kind of taken on the role of head coordinator of getting everyone out there this year, because nobody else was going to. Yeah, it's going to be an expensive trip. I'm going to make probably most of my investment back out of it, but I've got my hotel room for 4 nights is going to cost me about $950. I've got 6 people staying in it, myself included, and I'm going to be renting a 15-passenger van to get as many people out there as possible. And I think as of right now, it's about half full. So for all of these options, I'll be taking people. I'll be charging a fare for them, because I can't afford all that on my own. The van, just the rental's probably going to be $1,400 plus fuel, plus the hotel, plus I'm going to rent a new camera. Oh God, I must be out of my mind. Yeah, as much as I love this camera and my Nikon, I've decided I want to rent like a fancy, like a high-end prosumer level, like really, really good camera. And the one that was recommended to me, I went to this shop here in Edmonton called VizTech, and they rent like everything from GoPro cameras to like full-on high-end production cameras, from like little clip-on lavalier microphones to shotgun microphones to like anything and everything, lighting equipment and audio equipment, speakers and Steadicam rigs and everything. Oh my god. Just walking into that place, I was so intimidated. It was so exciting. But yeah, the rental on the camera, the rental on an audio recorder, and whatever else is probably going to run me about $400 plus deposits. Deposit alone is probably going to cost me $12. But I mean, I'll get that all back, so no big deal. But yeah, the upfront outlay of funds is going to be considerable this year. So yeah. So that's kind of my plan for BronyCAN for this year. I'm going to be there the full weekend. I've been speaking with their media head about arranging media pass and getting interviews, as well as some super secret stuff that I kind of have planned that I want to get done while I'm there. Hopefully it all goes according to plan. One way or another, it'll get done. It just depends on who's available and who's willing to be in it. So exciting. But yeah, so that's pretty much where things are at. I've got a episode 100 party coming up that myself and my friend Morgan and our other friend Jonathan are putting together. Because I'm working so much, I don't really have as much time to put into it as I did with the season premiere party. So I'm kind of leaving it up to the two of them, but I think it's going to go well. It's not going to be anything as elaborate as the last time. We're not going to have any Jeopardy or any trivia or whatnot. It's just kind of, come, hang out, have snacks, maybe order pizza, watch the 100th episode, which everyone's super excited for because the rumor is it's going to focus on the background characters. I don't know. I'm excited, though. It's 3 weeks from yesterday. Or 3 weeks from yesterday or 2 weeks from... No, 3 weeks from yesterday. That's a week that I actually have to work. But I intend to take that day off because I'm not missing that. That is not an episode I have any intention of missing seeing with a crowd. But that said, I think that's all there is to say. I hope to try to put up some kind of vlog content every couple of weeks when I can find the time, as progress on Sunset Shimmer is made, but that's going to be slow going, especially over the next month, what with my parents and work being so stressful. I might get moved to a different job site that's a little bit closer, and if I do, then I might have more time to work on it. But almost forgot. Speaking of Sunset Shimmer, big thanks to the wonderful Silver Slinger. I ordered that off of his Etsy store. There will be a link down there to it. I bought this about a month ago, maybe not quite a month ago, and it got here 3 weeks, give or take, ago, and I have not taken it off. I love it. I love it so much. I'm a big fan of Sunset Shimmer. I mean, she's my favorite character from the movies, and I want so bad for her to make an appearance on the series. I'm not holding my breath that it's going to happen, but, we can always cross our fingers. But like I said, yeah, big thanks to Silver Slinger. He does amazing work. Not just like dog tag style necklaces like this, but also, heart-shaped pendants and I think like gem-shaped pendants, like rupee-shaped pendants, and all kinds of other, even more elaborate stuff. Like his skill set is just outstanding. So do take a look at his stuff. I urge you to buy something. I cannot get over the quality of the manufacture of this thing. Like I said, I haven't taken it off for 3 weeks. Well, once I find a necklace I like, I don't take them off. But the bummer is I've only been asked about it once, and it was like 2 hours ago, which is a huge surprise to me. I figured I'd get hassled about it at work, like, "Why are you wearing a necklace of a cartoon character, huh?" But no, I was getting gassed like an hour or two ago, and I was like, "Who's that? What's that on your necklace? What character is that?" "Oh, it's a character from a cartoon." It's like, "What cartoon?" It's from My Little Pony." It's like, "Oh, cool." But so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna try and get some more work done on Sunset Shimmer. I gotta, do a little bit more sanding and puttying before I can make any attempt to do any resin casting. But I actually need to find some resin casting material because apparently there's nowhere in Edmonton that even sells it. So I'm probably gonna have to go online to buy it, which is a huge bummer because there's a plastic shop in Victoria that sells that stuff. That's like 2 blocks from where I used to live. And I always told myself, I gotta go in there, I gotta get some of that stuff, I gotta try it sometime. And I never got around to it. And now that I'm in a city that's 3 times the size, there doesn't seem to be any place that sells it. So, what a world, right? Whatever. Anyway, yeah, I think that's all there is really to say. Thanks everyone out there for watching, and have a good one.